I'm Serena, and today we're going to be talking about the Seven of Pentacles. So the Thoth for the Seven of Discs, which is also known as the Seven of Pentacles, word is failure. And I don't necessarily think that that means that it's like inherently negative, and we'll get into it. So the Seven of Pentacles is represented by the astrological aspect of Saturn and Taurus. So Saturn in Taurus is patient, practical, determined, and uses common sense, or has a lot of common sense. So Saturn in Taurus has follow through to achieve goals. And Saturn in Taurus's hard work provides them with security and comfort because of their stubbornness and inability to quit. It's almost like an inability to quit. It's almost like I refuse to give up. I refuse to let go of this path that I've taken, and I'm very determined, right? I have all the patience in the world. I can sit here all day and wait for the thing that I need because I know what I want, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I think that rather than failure, I think the Seven of Pentacles represents fear of failure. It's not necessarily an indication of failure, although it might be. It might be the need to let go of a dream. It might be the need to reevaluate like the path that we're on so that we can get on the correct path. So which areas of your life are you most concerned about? For me personally, I just started a new job, so I'm very concerned about the way that I'm going to be perceived. I'm concerned about my performance. I'm concerned about if I'm even going to like it or want to keep going. And so a practice that you can do if you're having these kind of anxious thoughts about something that you're in anticipation of is to write down all of your anxieties or all of your worries or all of the worst possible outcomes on a sheet of paper. I know that might sound counterintuitive, but the exercise is to then take a new piece of paper and to write all of the positive opposites of each of those worst expectations that you have. So I did that. It made me feel a lot better. I'm gonna keep the piece of paper and like refer to it during times of doubt. And hopefully it'll give me a little bit of motivation, or at least I can track the progress that I've made in regards to those different areas of my feelings towards the job, right? So because the Seven of Pentacles is a lot about taking inventory of the progress that we've made or the progress that we're hoping to make. It's about goal setting. It's about reevaluating our progress towards our goals. A positive affirmation for this card that I have found helpful is I have the I have the courage to believe that everything in my life is for the best. I have the courage to believe that everything in my life is for the best. So I have the courage to believe that this new job that I took, even though I'm a little bit hesitant about whether or not it's for my highest and greatest good, I have the courage to believe that it is. I have the courage to believe that God wouldn't have allowed me to come into alignment with something and to consciously choose that over another option if it wasn't for my highest and greatest good. If it wasn't something that's going to bring me the progress that I'm hoping to make. It's about cultivation. It's about potential cultivation, I think. It's about the steps that we need to take in order to cultivate the progress that we've already made on our journey. So I have made a lot of strides towards having inner peace, and I had an option between two different workplaces, and one of them I kind of felt like I didn't get along with any of the people. I felt like I was kind of being used to do the things that they didn't necessarily want to do, and all of that was contributing to me already not wanting to go back. So when this new place called me and offered me a position, I was like, you know, I could choose this material security that I already am in possession of, that I know I can do this job, I know I can get it done, I know I can come here every day and like be successful in like what I'm doing, but it doesn't have very much opportunity for growth. The Seven of Pentacles is a lot about choosing the option that allows you more potential for growth. So yeah, slow and steady progress is going to win the race. So if you have just recently set course on a new path, understand that there is a lot that you have left to learn. If we talked about the Chariot yesterday, and the Chariot, yeah, the Chariot is an indication that not only are we just embarking on a new journey, but that there's a lot to learn. And I think that the Seven of Pentacles following the Chariot today is, you know, just kind of a reminder of, hey, we're not going to get there right now. We might be taking leaps and bounds forward, but we still have a long way to go. We still have things to learn. We're not old wise men yet. We still have things to learn. Other cards about progress, such as the Seven of Pentacles. I think that the Seven of Pentacles is about progress. People may or may not agree with me, but I think that it is about realistic progress, not only in relation to the process that it takes to get to where our destination is, but also realistic expectations and where we think we're going to end up, right? So yeah, it's about taking inventory of what progress we've already made, and yeah, just like reevaluating and taking stock. Because the insight that we get while doing this will tell us the next step that we need to be successful. So it could be an indication that your patience is being tested at this time, and looking at things from a new perspective, or taking the time to look back and assess how far we've come, will help us to understand if our hard work is paying off or not. So reevaluate the situation. If you are choosing between two things at this time, it might be a good idea to write a pros and cons list. And I think that like actually writing stuff down helps us a lot, especially if we can do it in a journal where we can go back and look. Maybe in the future we'll think like, wow, I can't believe that I was struggling to make that decision. It was so obvious that I should have made the decision that I made, and I'm really proud of myself for having the courage and determination to make that choice despite my fear of failure in this endeavor. So if what you're putting your energy into isn't paying off, or shows no potential of paying off in the future or reaping the rewards that you desire, perhaps it's time to persist, to use your persistence with the Saturn and Taurus towards another goal. So if like we said, if the destination isn't where you want to end up, maybe we should set ourselves on a different course, right? Are you happy with the progress that you've made thus far? This could be contributing to our fear of failure, or our feeling of failure. So if we don't have goals to kind of like look back and assess to make sure that we're like making progress, we're not going to be able to evaluate if we've made any, right? So what were your New Year's resolutions? It's March now. How have you made strides towards those things? You might be surprised to find that you've actually made a lot of progress towards it. If you're dedicating yourself every day to being mindful, you've probably made a lot more progress than you anticipated making. I went back and looked at the resolutions that I made on like the 13th of January, and I've already almost accomplished almost every single one of them. I think there's like maybe 2 or 3 that I still need to work on, and there's like a couple that like I'm actively working towards right now, but there's a lot that I was surprised to find that I've already accomplished. So it is a call to re-examine the steps needed to reach your destination and set new intentions for the future, or rededicate yourself to the past goals in a new and improved way. So you have probably gained some wisdom since the beginning of the year, or since your birthday when you set intentions for your own personal new year. And now is a time, it's calling you to to go back and look and go back and set new goals for yourself. So after we get off of here, I might actually do that. I didn't think that I would, but now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't see why not. I've already accomplished a lot of them. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to use this card kind of as a influence to set new goals for myself and to be realistic and to use the wisdom that I have gained since then to set new and improved goals for myself. So I think that the Seven of Pentacles is an indication of a fear of failure, and it is up to you and you alone to use your self-discipline to work towards your goals despite this fear, and to set realistic goals for yourself at this time. Reevaluate your progress. How much progress have you made? What are you hoping to achieve? If you have two choices, which one is going to bring you the most growth? Because this is an indication that you still have growth to do. The 7 is 2 away from the 9, and the 9 is about, you know, abundance, harvest. We still have just a couple more steps. You've already taken so many. Don't be afraid that your work is like gone in vain. I don't think that it has. I think even if you decide that you want to take steps on a new path, that ultimately you had to go through what you went through to get to this epiphany of knowing that you're on the wrong course. So I hope that you can have the courage to believe that everything in your life is for your best. Pray about it, spend time in nature, spend time with the divine, spend time pulling cards so that you can have a better insight into what steps you should take moving forward. Yeah, set goals for yourself. There's a lot of calls to action with the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, I'm excited to have pulled this one. I was a little bit disappointed. I don't necessarily like getting, I find the Major Arcana to be way more interesting, and I'm just making one card a day videos right now. So when I pulled the Seven of Pentacles, I was like, okay, like, it's not as exciting as like the Star or like Judgment, you know, or I kind of wanted to pull the Sun, but the Seven of Pentacles, I think is going to allow me to make the progress that I'm looking to make. So I hope that you have a good day. I hope that you go and set some goals. I hope that you write down some of your anxieties, and that you can't stop there. You have to write the positive opposites of them, and then with the piece of paper with your negative anxieties on them, tear it away from you 3 times and burn it. Burn it. Don't let that shit control your conscious brain. Don't let your subconscious control your conscious behavior. Be in control of your thoughts. Be in control of your actions. This is how we practice free will. So thank you guys for being here. I hope that this was helpful and that you learned a little bit more about what the Seven of Pentacles means. So